There we go. Can you see the screen okay?
Good.
Yeah, okay, good. So what I've done is I went to the methods and I have created under the Sproutbit quick guide, I have created two folders here. One is called Transfer Student Discovery Beginner Levels.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I decided to put this together. So these are like, you don't have to use everything, right? This is just an idea that if you do want to kind of figure out where to add on certain things, you can come here and get some of these resources to use with your students. So let's say you have a students come in with this like 6 months lesson. So you may want to just check their key names, kind of see how well they know their key names. The one that I like to use first is this one. This one is very straightforward. It gives it, my computer does it sometimes. Like when I try to share something, it won't load and then I got to go back. Okay, there we go. So like here, this one, it gives you an A. They just have to find it and you play the A. So you could definitely do that on the piano. But the good thing about the game is I felt like it's kind of less stressful. It's more like, hey, do you want to play a game? Kind of like sit down, play a key. Can you play this to me on the piano? Sometimes feel like there's a pressure when you put them on the spot. So try to use games like a disguise. So this is super straightforward. They look at a key, they play. If they get it right, it makes a thing sound. If they get it wrong, and then you just say, oh, let's try that again. That's it,
Yes.
right? So once they kind of can do that, and maybe I'll have them do one of this. This is the same idea, but now they have to go fill in the blank and then show you what they know. So the cool thing about using games, you can also see the kids' reaction. What if they get it wrong? Do they go and get all upset, or do they go, oh wait, oh that was an F? So by using the games, we can also kind of learn a little bit how the kids learn or what is their attitude when they have a problem or when they don't know something. Are they the kind of kids that get really frustrated, or do they just kind of like, oh, okay, or do they ask questions? So this is a good way to kind
Mm.
of test them, right? This one is also very good because it gives them, they have to retain, like they have to hold three pieces of information in their head, right? So they look at this, they go GBD. So they have to remember GBD. Oh, it's right here. Okay, play this, play this. Okay, now what about this one? EFA, EFA. So they have to look while still retaining this information and go find the right pieces. So I will use this for maybe kids a bit older, or they feel, that they can do this very easily, then I'll give them that. But if you have like a 6-year-old really little, maybe I'll just do this one and that one. So you can pick and choose what seems works well for you. I also put in a worksheet here. They always love the colors. So it may take a while because pick an orange, they're gonna go, which orange do I like? So I don't know. You might not want to do this if you don't have a lot of time. So there are two layouts of the keyboard. So they have the 2 and 3 black keys, and then I flip it for the bottom one. So they have to be able to identify them in two different ways. And then they can go to purple, pick a purple. And then now we're gonna do B, and then they're gonna come and find B. So this may take a little time, but a lot of kids, they actually like coloring too. So when they color, this is where you can ask questions like, hey, so how long have you been playing piano? Oh, do you like this? Do you like that? Just kind of hopefully open up a conversation too while you're assessing what they're doing. So this is just on key names, right? So depending what else you want to find out. Another thing that I like to do is the ear training, because this is always like a mystery to me. When the kids come to me, I don't know how well they can hear. Can they differentiate different tones or not? So for really young kids, this is my number one. The first one that I will give. It's the same or different. So all they're doing is they click on this little owl. Oh, you can hear they're different. So they just drag it and say different. Can you guys hear the audio when I play this? Oh, good. Okay. So I'm going to try another one, for example. Ah, that sounded the same. So I'll have the kids say, do you hear the same? And then put it right here. So this is a very good number one ear training, just to see if they can hear the different pitches. right? After that, I might go for this high sound or low sound. So I'm gonna try that for you. So these are for rather young kids. So let's see this one. So it's kind of high sound. So we talk about treble clef for high sound and then bass clef. So I'll just give you a couple examples. So if they already have 6 months lesson or so, they ought to be able to do this quite well, right? But if they are not, then that gives you a little bit of information about them, and maybe there's a gap in their learning that you may have to fill. There's also up and down directional type of reading. So right now it's all about pitches, hearing, melody. So that's going up, so they can do that. Yeah. Then we got another one also, pitches is this going up and down, but it's only on 3 notes. So there are a couple variations that you can pick from. Next, I want to test their rhythm, right? I like this one. I just created this not too long ago. The reason I like to use this one is because it doesn't have, I started already. So it doesn't have notation, but it's just like short sound or long sound. So we can listen to that again. Dot. So you can say it's a dot and then a long sound, so they will click that. And then you will go on to the next one. Okay. So on and so forth. Okay. So there are a couple of ones here you can pick and choose. Again, it's just something that you can use to kind of see where they're at. Now, if they are reading notes already and you want to test their rhythms, this is a good one too. Then they just drop it to the piggy with their rhythms. That's it, right? So here are some of the ear trainings that I like to use. If they say they have about a year or two, then I might get them to do this. So this is directional reading, but with the audio file. So it goes like this. So you start from here, it goes up. Boom. Is that one. So yeah, so these are just some ear training to be good for kids on as transfer students to find out kind of how they are with their ear training. You can do chords if you want to, major, minor, or if you want to test their interval, you can as well. So these are mainly for kids about 6 months to 2 years, I would say. And then we also have like note reading that I put in some note reading in here as well. I gather like base C to treble C. I feel like there's a good range. Now we also have something that's smaller, like the middle C position. For example, if they only have 6 months of lessons, so I may want to do something like this. So we got the middle C right here. So they just drag and drop. They can go to the middle C, they drop it to the note. So if the kids have to do it in order, then it tells me something. Tells me they're not very secure with their reading because they want to do in order. The kids that are more secure, they will do in, when I say do in order, they will start with the high notes and then go down. So if they can just start from number 1 all the way to the end, that tells me a little bit they are not a very strong reader, because they need to start like, I only know middle C, and other ones they're still kind of not sure. So you can, I did not, I'm gonna die because I didn't turn off my timer. So when your kids do that, you may want to turn off the timer just to make them feel more comfortable. Here's another good one for young beginners. So all it does is you put these icons to where they need to go. So a bear probably go onto the low sound, and then high sound needs to go on this side. So you kind of sort the stickers. They'll have 4 stickers on each side. So at the end, you just sort them like this. Right? So these are all in the level 1 folder. Here is this would be for a bit older. For example, maybe favor I keep forgetting this audio file just play on its own. So these are accidentals, but the note reading range is just from the F to the G here. So we're doing a C sharp. So right here, you can test to see they actually know they're accidental. So G sharp. So they have to click on the black key. Right there. Okay. So this game only on the black key. So we're not talking about E sharp or F flat yet on this one, just the black keys. See what else do I have on this folder? Oh, double. I love this. I love this for little kids because it tells me if they are the kind of kids will rush through things or do they take their time to analyze something. So a lot of kids, when they see all this, they just want to click real fast, but they need to find a matching pair. So they need to pay attention to the details and say, oh, this one goes with this butterfly. And those look very similar, but there's a difference, the bottom wings are different. Yeah, so these are just some of the games that I feel like would be good for kids to kind of see where they're at, especially transfer students when you have so many questions, right? Usually it takes me a while to figure out where they're at. But using games like this, it gives me a quick peek at what they have learned. Maybe there's a gap. Then we can go back to the library to get more information to practice, like as homework like that.